Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Grass and Grain. My name is Jack, as always, and you join me as I'm piloting the 4850, the magnificently beautiful monster that is my big cultivation machine. Today, as you can well see, we're pulling the combination drill for the first time this year. We're a little bit early. It is mid-August at the moment there, but we're trying to get ahead. We've got some winter barley to drill here, so we're getting it into the ground now whilst we can, because in the coming days we're going to have, in the next 2 days and weeks there's an awful lot of work that we need to get looking into really, so that's kind of why we're jumping ahead with the whole game now. We've just got started in this bottom corner. We're in a field that you haven't seen us in before, and with good reason. You may recall quite recently we were in the field just down the hill there, next to the sea. We were baling hay on that field for a farm whose family had to kind of suspend their operation really because of a sad kind of family illness really. So they had no means or ways in which to have to look after the fields of hay, to cut the grass. And additionally, that looks like it's going to extend, and they've got no way in which to drill their crops this year. So they called me back again. We made a bit of an agreement with them. There's a field of hay just over directly over the hedge line there that we're going to be, we've mowed down, and we're in there with a rake at the moment, getting that ready for us to actually bale quite soon, hopefully this afternoon actually. And they've given us that for free on the condition that we also plough in and drill this field we're in here, and that little paddock down the hill there. So that's exactly what we're doing. It was ploughed over already. It needed to be worked down a little bit because it was a bit tough in places. So that's exactly what we've done here. We're kind of making a good start on it. Got the little ends done now, and now with the might of the John Deere here, we'll get this all worked down relatively quickly. We don't have GPS on this John Deere, so it's all by markers. The ridge markers are coming into their own. And yeah, we're hoping to get this done nice and quickly actually. The weather's looking good today, not so good tomorrow, so ideally we're going to jump back off and get go and grab the mower, the baler actually when we get this finished, so we can get that field all baled up there, because it's just I want to get it done now and not have to worry about it anymore really. So that's what we're looking into doing. We were expecting a surprise visitor today, but it hasn't happened sadly. There was a strong chance that Simulation for the Nation was going to join us up here at Shamrock Valley. Sadly, for a few reasons, I don't think he could get his flight in the end, so that's going to be another day. Usually a couple of years got a drone you wanted to fly around, I think, so we'll look into that later on when we can. And it would be nice to get him up here and give him a bit of a first-hand experience of what's going on, not just through the computer screen where I'm sure he looks at it all at the moment. Today we have Danny, who is in the Fendt 8E20. He's got the 6 meter wide kind of chisel ploughing really. All that's doing is smashing up the harder ground here, smashing up the furrows and making it all look a little bit better, so we can actually come in, get it all, it makes it a little bit easier for one pass here. This John Deere does have a lot of power, but with a 6 meter power harrow and combination drill in the back of it, it does kind of suck out a lot of that power, so we're trying to see what we can get done, and it's, to be fair, it is making it that little bit more manageable and tolerable to work down. The field just downhill there is a tiny paddock. At best it might be about 4 acres, to be honest. I don't think we're going to need to go back into there, that's for sure, but what we will do is we'll see how much of this we can get covered. We're making a good little start to it now actually. Now the runs are getting a little bit longer there, so we should really be able to saunter our way through a lot of this and get it all covered. And then yeah, like I say, hopefully we'll be able to move on to the other ground. We've got the contractors in recently. They've been making some great progress again on the workshop, so we're going to go and have a look at that when we pick up the baler as well later, just to kind of fill it in with you guys so you can see where we stand. But a lot of good progress there, really, and really I'm very pleased with how it's all coming together. So all being well, that'll continue, and we can, I'd like to get that finished sooner rather than later. So there's a lot of work coming in, and there's a lot of work that we're looking to get onto in the not too distant future as well. For now though, we'll kind of leave you here as we get cracking. We'll get ourselves worked through this lot, and I'll come back to you when we're a little bit further down the line. Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We have been able to... We've got a bit of ground covered there. We're into the short, narrow ends at the moment. Shouldn't take us too much longer to get through, but yeah, it's looking alright. It's coming along very well there. It doesn't take very long, like I say, when we've got a big setup like this at all. John Deere really is getting into its groove now. It's nice to get this working properly and get it utilised. I feel like sometimes they don't do that enough. And then all of a sudden it comes out, it's shoved onto the forage harvester and then the baler, and then it's back in the shed until drilling. So it's nice to get a little bit more usage out of it, that's for sure. Elsewhere, we're beginning to see that there's going to be a lot of our contract workers coming back through soon. There's expecting a lot more grass work coming along very shortly. Now we are, with the ground we're putting in here, it does look like we're going to be getting a lot more custom work in the future from this family. They own this little kind of block up on the hill here. It's got 5 fields. They have some on the other side of the valley as well, but they're not going to do anything with that at the moment because it's poorer ground. So we're just going to work on this. So it looks like we'll get this drilled, and then we're going to be asked to keep on top of the spraying and keep on top of any fertilizer application as well. So yeah, that's going to be some extra work. Very happy about getting the extra work in as always, so we'll keep that going along. And we get some extra grass off it. I don't think we'll get anything else off it. We'll have to have a look, see when we get over there. I'm not sure what state it's in. The field down the hill we could possibly get a second cut from, because that's a bit of extra time to grow this stuff. We might just stick that into silage bales, but at the moment, yeah, it looks unlikely. But that being said, you know, we'll always just keep looking into various options, see what we can find. I am looking to try and get as much grassland as possible. As I've always mentioned, it'd be nice to get as much ground to work in as we possibly can, but we shall see. Up the hill, come on girl. There we go. When it's got a full hop on the back, there's a little bit light on the front end, would you believe? There's a lot of weight on this 6-metre drill. We do have an awful lot of very heavy land around here, so we don't particularly... I have thought about going to like a Vardestad drill, but it's just not going to work for us, I don't think, given the condition of the ground we experienced there. We need something that can really break the ground down, and this power harrow is exactly what we need for that. So we're just gonna, what we might do actually is probably get that covered with the headlands, I think. And we might be good just to, I think what we'll do, we'll go and get that, we'll start our headlands from the corner here, that might look the best. And then I think we'll go and, before we go too much further, we'll go and have a look. Daisy's been out in the Fiat 11090 today. I think she's on the break there now, so she's got that field all raked up. Since we mowed it down there, she's been up here tedding it and doing everything else with it as well, so we'll have a look, see how that's all coming along. It should, like I said, I'm almost positive it's going to be ready to bale today. But you can see the ground's breaking up quite nicely here actually. The headlands shouldn't take much working over. Danny has finished there. I didn't want him to continue on the ground, on the headlands, but I was still travelling over anyway, so he's away back down to the yard. We'll give the headlands a fighting chance with the cultivator or the packer on the power harrow. So as you can see, there is not a lot here. It is looking pretty thin. There was no nitrogen put down in here or anything at all, actually, for that matter, when it needed. So it is all just natural growth, and it's, to be fair, it's done all right. It's a bit thin in places. This is quite light ground in the far corner of this field where there's barely nothing to bale. But like I say, it's free hay for us really. We're not having to put any. We haven't put any inputs into here at all. So we'll come in and we'll get this baled up in no time. Really isn't a problem for us. And yeah, we'll get this baled up, and we might look into, depending upon how it's looking and what we've got down the yard, we might put some nitrogen on there just to give it a boost. We can always make some more bales off it, and if we do, we'll just probably get those wrapped up. They won't be very good quality, but it's fodder anyway. We can either sell or we can put into the BGA. So it's certainly something that's worth looking into for us, that's for sure. Look at the beast here, looking majestic. Okay, let's get that door shut as well. One thing I'm happy about is that the engine on this tractor is loud. Particularly when you're pulling like essentially what is a land anchor, such as this monster drill here. We really have to fire up the revs. We're at 1500 RPM just to get working. Oh, that's the wrong marker. There you go. So it's very quiet in here actually, which is much more manageable and bearable. So yeah, this is something we can deal with. But yeah, it's very loud when we get outside. Ooh, shut that gate, I think, as well. Just leave this for a second. I guarantee if I don't shut it, I'm going to stuck it. Excellent, and away we go again. So we'll get ourselves around here. We're probably going to be looking at, we're working on to 24 meter tram lines, the width of our sprayer. So we'll look at, we're going to have to do 3 headlands so we can get the tram lines working here. And then we should be fine. So that'll be nice. And then we'll do 3, we'll see how we look after the 3rd one. But we should be looking all good. Can't see it taking too much longer for us here. It's going to slow us down a little bit on that far side because it's like I say, it's just a lot of weight to pull up the hill there. It's coming along nicely, very impressed. There are times where I think I must change out this John Deere soon, it's coming to the end of its life. But then when you start to use it and it sings along and doesn't give you any issues, there are times when I just think it's not worth it. Oh, I've just realised I've left my ridge marker up there as well. I'll put the ridge marker down so for the tram lines. That's annoying. Never mind. So we're going to keep trundling through here. It's a bit of a grind now to get this done, but we'll get it all done. We're likely going to move the I'm going to move the trailer with the drill onto the next door field. We'll leave it there. We'll run back to the yard because I think I want to go and get the baling done whilst it's still relatively fit. And we'll come back to you in just a little while. Alright then folks, we're going to leave the drill here, just shifted across. You can see there we managed to get that all wrapped up nicely. This field won't take too much time at all to do, but it's getting a little bit overcast and I want to get that hay cleared up first. If it gets damp and sticky we can still drill this little field up and it might affect the quality of the hay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to head on back down to the yard and see what we can get ourselves done. Around the corner we go. We'll just crank up the taps on the John Deere here. We're going to head back over to the yard and we'll get that all, get the baler hooked on. I won't take you filming or record the baling at all, I don't think. We're just going to, I'm going to show you what's up with it really. And there's a little bit of progress being made recently on the shed, so we'll have a look at that as we continue. Continue to get that built. It shouldn't take us too much longer until we've got a fully weatherproof building actually, the way the guys have been cracking on there. They're not working on it today. They have taken some time off to Sunday as we record this. And I think it's going to... Simulation Full Nation said this will probably arrive to you on a Tuesday, but yeah, it's a Sunday as we record. And it's, yeah, so far they've made some great progress over the weekend, over yesterday and Friday actually, they really did. But yeah, we'll have a quick look. See, baler's ready to go. It's out in the Dutch barn actually, so we don't have to weave it out of its shed there, which is always nice because it's a bit tight, that big storage shed. But yeah, we've got a good workout in the John Deere today. The 4850 is in and a keep. Let's put it that way. It's quite nice ground. That last little field we're going to do is already worked over once because that was even heavier, but it's been broken down and it's looking quite good. It should work across very nicely. I love the sound of the engine on this tractor. Really beautiful. So what I'll do is we'll just swing this into here. Like so, and we'll just knock off the tractor for now. That's perfect. Excellent. So let's have a wander around the corner here. Using that bigger rake really makes it a lot quicker job. Over the winter, we're going to have to see if we can invest in one of those. This is where our silage bales are stacked for now. Hopefully we can get some more on the second cut there to add to this the quantity we have here. Shouldn't be a problem. Everything else is kind of parked up. some of the guys have got a little bit of time off to take as well, so as soon as they were finished, as soon as Daisy finished raking there, she's away home so to get a bit of a time off on a Sunday. But here's our workshop. Now, a few of you mentioned that it did look quite low. I think that was more of just an optical illusion, to be honest, because once you start to get the roof on, it looks a lot taller, in my opinion. As you can see, they've got the whole of the roof on there. Now, there's kind of two aspects to the roof. There's the asbestos kind of tin roof sheet on the front, but it's being double lined as well. So we've got like an old, I recycled a lot of wooden planks that we had, so we put those on there as well. All this side is going to be all brick walled up. And then on this side around here, we're going to have an open, this is going to be a sliding door to get in and out. So that should be big enough to even reverse the combine in. Plenty of height inside here to in which to bring it in as well. So yeah, it looks all it looks nice and spacious. I'll be excited to get the rest of the brick walls done. Brickies over the last week have flown through here. They really have. Given what we saw them do there, I think this took about 3 days, and that side took about a day. Really shouldn't take them too long. Bear in mind that they only have to go up to about here on this side, and then all that back wall there. That should be done inside a week, I would imagine. Which is great news, great to see, and yeah, very much looking forward and hoping to get this all weatherproof very shortly, so we can start to make this into a workshop, get electrics wired in, and get everything else brought forward with it as well. That would be ideal. For now though, yeah, very happy with how that's going, and hopefully that will continue, and get that all done next week, 2 weeks will be a good finish point. Rest of the ground is growing along nicely. I have no complaints. Cereal crops are coming through very well. Oilseed rapier is looking good. It's been sprayed off, and it's probably needs about another week or so. It was only sprayed off last week, so it usually takes about 2 weeks after desiccation. What we're going to do now, though, is just get everything all hooked up here, and we can get ourselves back up on that hillside and get everything baled. Get the trusty old New Holland out there and get it put to work. What we will do, though, is we're going to leave it here. Thank you ever so much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed. My name has been Jack. You've been watching Grass and Grain, and we will get back to you with another episode later on in the week. So until then, thank you very much for watching. Do stay safe. Enjoy what you're doing as always, but most importantly, happy farming.